While some people in Zimbabwe are worried about what type of expensive properties to keep, some families are not worried about properties, but food to eat on a day-to-day basis. They live from hand to mouth. Some children are worried about their future life, but these children are worried about their present life. Their sad faces betray their condition of hopelessness and powerlessness. They have no food to eat. They live in a dilapidated shelter. Their health condition leaves a lot to be desired. Mr. and Mrs. Mtika are young couples, but they are already burdened with a big family. They have 5 children. In addition, they look after 4 children of a younger brother who migrated to South Africa in search of greener pastures. Only God knows if he survived the xenophobic attacks. It is a very difficult task to collect water using buckets and move it to the tobacco seedbeds in the sweltering heat. Uneducated and failure to secure formal employment, Mr. Mtika has turned to a small-scale tobacco farming, but tobacco farming is not very rewarding because of harsh weather conditions and escalating prices of tobacco imports. Child labor is rampant in that area. Tanaka is a hard-working boy. He is singing here helping his parents. He alternates going to school with his siblings. This affects them greatly because absenteeism makes them lack consistency in their schoolwork. The disturbance goes on until tobacco is harvested. Mr. Mtika is struggling with farming because he has no modern irrigation system that would make his job much easier. Let's hear him express some of the challenges that he is facing.
Makena ndataura apaka andati 25 aya kune kurunya seta handizvo zvine zvinyasodiwa ba kana zvimafuti pambizvi kuti ndozvine zvizobatsiridza hazvo asi chidiwa pa engine chaiyo.
If one looks at the state of the water in the river, he or she might be tempted to think that the area is blessed with gold underground. But this is not the case. The yellow scum is a result of an accumulation of dirt, which provides a breeding ground for dangerous pathogens. Villagers and animals are vulnerable to waterborne diseases because they occasionally use the river as a source of water, either for drinking or for watering purposes. Tasha does not only look after the baby, she does household chores. Using a tiny hand, she digs a hole in the sand to fetch water. The hole is locally known as mfuku. This means to filter water from the river sand so that it comes out clean, at least to the eye. But in its seemingly cleanliness, it hides dangerous pathogens that can cause diarrhea if measures such as boiling are not taken to kill the germs. With the drought ravaging this rural village, only 2 water spots are left, one for watering the garden and the other one for bathing and washing clothes. But both water spots also provide drinking water for wild and domestic animals. Tasha is caught doing the most arduous task of scooping the water with a cup until it looks clean. Even when the water is viewed as clean, the container that she uses is an eyesore. It is plastered with dirt, thus making it unsuitable for containing drinking water. As she goes home, Tasha presents a disturbing image of how child labor manifests itself in that village. She is also vulnerable to early marriages because she is already being prepared for the role of motherhood. Anna, a 5-year-old girl, is caught descending from a hill, holding a container full of wild fruits. As she plays the role of a parent, Anna is struggling to save her siblings from dying of hunger. Before the sunrise, she goes to the nearby forest and picks some fruits before the baboons come first, because it is also their favorite fruit. Miss Sika is a widow who is eking a precarious existence in the rural area. Her husband died of cholera 2 years ago. She was left with 3 children. In addition, she is also looking after 4 children from her sister who died of HIV and AIDS. The pleasure of enjoying the sweetness of the fruits is likely to be spoiled by the mother who is seriously ill and very weak to do household duties. By using only one hut as their shelter, the children's health is also in danger. These children are happy young farmers, but they are not aware that they are being forced into child labor. They are not worried about their future without education. Many of them, especially the girl child, are forced into early marriages and have got to bear the burden of family at a tender age. Their future looks bleak.
Munojika maonyenesa akawanda kudai.
Tinotengesa kumarket makuseni ega.
Kwasa muenda kuchikoro.
Tinoenda kana basa pasina manje onyenza kaiva.
Onyeni dzakaipa saka maakupise kukohwa muchitengesa. Alright, chitenyu basa renyu ngakunonotsei. Asa uende kuchikora here?
Hatichaendi basi takashayirwa mari yefees.
Una makore mangani?
Tinoitwa fees musa 13 years musa 14 October.
Kuhanzvadzi yako
ine 7 years.
Kuvabereki venyu vari kupi?
Handina mai chete ndoenda kumari chontsvaga kumwe chibatsirika nendichirima hangu kuno.
Alright. Iwe unorima kuti ndichirima ndiwakarima here muriwo weso?
Ndini.
Nehanzvadzi yako muchirima? Muri wako akarima type ipi neime?
Akarima kovho, sugarloaf, repi netsunga rumbero.
Child labor has its negative effects that are very visible. Toughened skin, tattered clothes, and cracked feet subtly summarize the effects of hard labor that most children have to endure in that village.
Mambodya chii? Machanzambara nechete kupi? Munozodya manheru madzokera kumba? Alright. Muchanodya ekumba manheru? Sadza nei?
Mr. Mtika's children do not simply sit idle doing nothing. They are very watchful for stray cattle that are always attracted by the green plants in the garden. Education is another area that is seriously affected in that village. Let's hear what the headmaster has got to say.
We have vulnerable children from Zimbabwe village who are not able to pay their levies. Hence, we just carry over their balances. They've got credits ranging from 150 to 200 per child. And the children from the village number up to 2, 4, 6, up to 10. Apart from failing to pay levies, the children do not have birth certificate as well, which hinders them from participating in sporting activities. They are excluded because they have no identity documents. Reasons for failure to have identity documents: parents argue that they do not have funds to go to the Registrar General's office to get the documents, and some of the parents do not have identity documents for themselves, hence making it impossible to acquire identity documents for their children. So the children are vulnerable in every sense of the word.
evidence shows that Mr. Mtika is a hard-working man who does not only focus on small-scale tobacco farming but also on bricklaying. He supplements his finances by laying bricks, which he then sells to other villagers for house construction. Bricklaying is a hard job, but he has no choice.
Chingotione kuita basa zvakangonaka-nakawo kuti ngaite sei parizevha ndondima dzacho. Bucket ready, uda kuchera mvura. Mvura yacho kuti inomuika here. Itombotora pamhira kana maipata. Ndopenge titombotora ngwa. Pana maipati. Maipati vari kutora hanzi kwa mai wacho apa, pambuya wacho. Kure hanzi yavo yakabvondoka.
Unemployment is wreaking havoc in Zimbabwe, so that most young men like Mr. Mtika are reduced into vendors and beggars. Others have taken to a life of dangerous drugs as an expression of hopelessness.